Hey everybody, how's it going? So as you know, on this channel, I have covered the phenomena in New York City of outdoor dining. So the TLDR of this is that when COVID hit, the idea was that people were more likely to get COVID if they dined indoors than outdoors where there was free open air. So they said that if you want to have out dining in your restaurant, you must do it outside, not inside. So they would set up some tables and chairs outside. But then it gets, people start walking by, cars come by, bikes come by, it's kind of uncomfortable. So they put up two short little walls. And then after that happened, well, it started to get cold, it gets windy, so you put up some windows. And then it rains, so you put up a ceiling and a roof. And then after it rains a few times, maybe you have someone walk in off the street that shouldn't be just to sit down, that's not actually ordering anything. So you put in a door for the maitre d' in the front to let people in and out. And what you wind up with at the end of this is not an outdoor dining setup, you wind up with the inside being outside, but that is actually inside. This is a house that has been built on the street. This is a house that has been built on the street. This is a house that has been built on the street. And as I have gone over in several of my videos, the reason that this has been allowed to continue is because our politicians in New York City are giant virtue signaling pussies that don't want to stand behind the actual ramifications of their policies. They want to virtue signal for the camera about how they care about saving every single life, but then they put together policies that they're not willing to actually enforce because they don't want to go to business owners and say, I know that I've given you no way to feed your family, no way to pay your rent, no way to pay your mortgage, and no way to pay for any of the essentials of life, but screw you. I care about looking good for the camera. So what they do is they try to have their cake and eat it too. They have their no indoor dining policy in the beginning, and then they complemented that with no enforcement of any of these outdoor dining sheds that are very obviously breaking these regulations that they have. They're more than willing to fine business owners like me $1,000 because I didn't have a license number on my business card 10 years ago, but this is totally okay. Now, this has actually hit the next level because I thought that this was the peak trolling. I thought we were done. Once you call it outside, when you have a door and a window and a lock on that door and windows and ceilings and roofs and walls, that we were done. But apparently no, we have taken it to the next level. Literally, again, bad pun, but that is what is happening. So this is from Lower East Side Dwellers. I rode by this the other day. I wasn't able to record it on my own because my phone was dead and I screwed up my charging cable that I had attached to my bike, so I wasn't able to charge up to do it. But luckily, I was able to find this on the internet soon thereafter. This is from the Lower East Side Dwellers Twitter account, LES Dwellers. I will leave a link down below. It says, what the actual fuck? A second floor shed being built. 311 knows about this. No rules enforced or a clear set of rules. It is going to be impossible to unravel this mess in the next year. And as you can see over here, we have pictures of your normal indoor-outdoor bullshit shed being built, which is totally indoors and totally a meme, but whatever. But now they're taking it to the next level, and they're adding another level. This is a 2-floor outdoor dining shed. Now, admittedly, we do not have enough information at this time because this is still under construction. There's still quite a lot of plywood left there, but we don't know if the second floor is actually going to be outdoors or not, or if the second floor is going to be enclosed. If the second floor was not enclosed, if it did not have a ceiling and a roof, then at the very least, the rooftop dining on this indoor-outdoor dining shed could be considered outdoor dining, where you have a lower chance of getting COVID because you're actually outside. But we don't know that just yet. This is what it has come to. This is what it's come to. I mean, what else are you going to do at this point? Like, what else are you going to... I guess you have to make it ADA compliant, right? You have a second floor. Maybe an elevator and a fire escape. I'm sorry. This city is such a fucking joke. I can't make it through a video without, cracking up. This is a fucking ridiculous meme. The politicians in this city should be fucking ashamed of themselves for letting this shit get to this point. This has nothing to do with board repair. This has nothing to do with right to repair, MacBook repair, any of that stuff. I find this fascinating because I find it fascinating the degree to which humans will push boundaries to figure out how to get around tyrannical rules. Because when you tell people, listen, I know that you have $20,000 a month in rent, and I know you have a staff of 10 people, and I know that you need to pay your food bill and your electric bill and your rent and your insurance and your mortgage and everything else so that you can live your life. But no, you can't. That this is the degree that humans will go to try to find if they can weasel around a rule. And it's just, I feel bad for the business owners. I really do feel bad for the business owners. I've gotten this comment a couple of times. People have said, I can't believe you're making fun of business owners that are doing what they can just to stay in business. You should understand how that is. And it's like, trust me, I understand how it is. This isn't about making fun of the business owners. This is just pointing out just how far this city has degraded the business owners to the point where they are literally trying to build a 2-story shed on the street, which who knows, again, you never know, maybe ADA compliant, maybe the elevator guy's coming in tomorrow, so that they can stay in business, so that the virtue signaling politicians are able to say, we care about saving every single life, we are not capitalist here, we do not care about making money over human life, while simultaneously ignoring every single rule and regulation about how everything works so that people can still make money. Because at the end of the day, people kind of need to be able to, make money in order to live. It's one of those inconvenient truths for the politicians in this area. And this is sad. This is really sad. I'm not trying to make fun of the business owners here. I'm trying to make fun of how ridiculous this entire fucking system over the past year and a half has been. As someone who wore a mask, as someone who encouraged his viewers to wear masks, as someone who got his vaccine, as someone who believes that COVID is a serious issue, this is a fucking joke. Like, make a decision and stick to it. Make a decision and live with your decision. Make a decision and then walk over to the business owners and have the balls to actually enforce this shit the same way that you would enforce a $1,000 fine on my business 10 years ago because I committed the high crime, high treason of not having my license number on my business card, even though it was hung in the store and was on the receipts. This is ridiculous. It really is. Like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. If you want to be the bitch, be the whole bitch and walk up to those business owners and say, fuck you. I don't care about your business. I don't care about your livelihood. I don't care about your employees. I don't care about your bills. I don't care about your quality of life. But you're not going to do that because you want to have your cake and eat it too. And it's fucking infuriating. And it's one of the reasons that I would never, ever, 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 ever succeed at running for public office. And you'll tell by the amount of downvotes that this video has why it wouldn't succeed. Because I don't have it in me to do what's necessary to actually get elected. It's also important to understand that, again, this is happening in a city where it can take 2 to 8 months to get a fucking permit from the Department of Buildings to do basic work. This is happening in a city where I literally stopped selling laptops in my store because after 3 months, I couldn't figure out a way to explain to the Department of Consumer Affairs that when a device is recycled here, that I did not buy it. This is in a city where there are places that have had construction halted for over 8 months because they can't work out a basic issue with the Department of Buildings. And in spite of all of the regulations in the city, all the red tape for everything that there is, you're allowed to build houses on the street right next to the lanes where cars drive, and nobody cares. You're allowed to create indoor structures after they ban indoor dining, but you're allowed to put that structure. You're not allowed to have dining in your store, but you could have it in a house on the street, and that's okay. The degree to which this city overregulates things is one thing, but the degree to which they overregulate like crazy if you want to do basic maintenance on your property, but then you're allowed to build a new property right next to where people drive and nobody gives a shit, this is a joke. This is a bad meme. This is ridiculous. And if somebody doesn't point it out, it will continue to become more and more of a meme, which admittedly at this point, I'm honestly getting entertainment value out of it, so maybe I shouldn't be pointing this out, but it's ridiculous, and that's why I'm doing this. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. That's it for today, and as always, I hope you learned something.
Because when I see 484 New Yorkers die, I feel that it's like people in my family. And nothing comes before the public health risk of somebody else's life. And that's where we are.
But they're also saying, if you can't afford to pay me unemployment or your system is not set up,
you will be paid
but
unemployment
they can't
from
wait
the day.
for they can't wait for the money. They're out of money.
Yeah, we're talking about a couple of days lag on the unemployment insurance, and they will get the check from the date of unemployment. It does not cost them an extra penny. Now, they can say unemployment insurance isn't enough. I get it. Even with the $600 check and the $1,200 check and the unemployment insurance benefit is not enough. I understand the economic hardship. We all feel it. The question is, what do you do about it? And do you put public health at risk? And do you drive up the number of deaths for it? Because you have no idea how to reopen now.
So they're saying that, is there a fundamental right to work if the government can't get me the money when I need it? Is there a
By the way,
fundamental right
you want to go to
work?
work? Go take a job as an essential worker. Do it tomorrow. Right? You're working.
I am.
You're an essential worker. So go take a job as an essential worker.
But the people aren't hiring because of the
No, there are people
pandemic.
hiring. You can get a job as an essential worker. So now you can go to work and you can be an essential worker and you're not going to kill anyone.